Hey guys, so this has been a long time coming, and I mean a very, very long time coming considering Firefly was my summer reaction. But with the summer, it was always going to be hectic, especially with developing my audios, and delays happened. That knocked developing on a few things back a notch. As well as everything else, personal life and editing so many reactions. It's been hard to squeeze in time to edit Serenity itself, and just recently I've had this opportunity, I'm allowed this opportunity, so hence why it's been a bit late. So apologies for those who've waited eons for this to come out. So second point as well, because I know you guys will want to quickly get into the reaction itself, but speaking of that, I know some people have suggested different ways to handle this, because I know there's people concerned about, how I'm able to fit in all epicness of Serenity into a limited amount of time, considering, you can't show the full video on YouTube and all of that. And I know people have suggested redirects, but I honestly do not want a redirect, for the Serenity film itself. If it comes down to it, maybe, but ideally, I would want this to be on YouTube, so I'm trying to target 10, maybe 15 minutes of footage, and hopefully 20 minutes in total, with 5 minutes of maybe a bit more of non-PIP footage. Just so you guys can get the best of this reaction itself. But if it comes down to it, because I'm still editing it right as of now, but of course, recording-wise, but if it comes down to it, then I'm going to settle with what I've got, whether that's 10, 15 minutes, because it's, I guess, the best of what I can do. So, apologies as well if there are any scenes you wanted to see that doesn't make the final cut, because movie reactions are no walk in the park, definitely. So, I'm going to whisk you away to the movie reaction itself. Hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you guys next time.
Gotta get myself comfy because I'm watching a movie. It's gonna be really, really weird reacting to this, but hey, here we are. Hello everyone, Liam Catterson here, and today we're reacting to Serenity, the movie to follow from Firefly, of course, after its unfortunate cancellation. One final, I guess, appearance from the Serenity bunch. But yeah, this is the movie. I'm really, really looking forward to seeing, what happens in this movie and, just everything in general, especially seeing, this lovely, entertaining, charismatic, cast. I'm just really, really excited to see how this goes down. So yeah, I'm not sure, what this is going to be like in editing, so, things might be completely different, because this is a movie reaction, it's not a TV reaction, and, movie companies, especially Universal, can be very strict when it comes to fair use. So, I might do some alterations to the PIP, depending, I don't know, it might be mirrored, the opacity might be a bit lower, just so, this video doesn't get taken down or whatever. Because, of course, the main drive is to share this reaction to the YouTube bunch. Weird. But no, that's the main goal, of course. And if needs be, I might upload Serenity to my Google Drive. I mean, that's not guaranteed as well because, I do know that companies can take down your Google Drive videos if they've got a hold of it. The redirect links. Ooh, what's this? Oh, we'll take that down. So, I believe that's the case, because, I know, a few months back there was a reaction and, we were a bit cautious there because, we were told, oh, they could still do that. So, yeah. Anywho, yeah, so if there's any alterations, my bad, but, it's a way to dance around, this video being blocked and all that, so we'll just see where it goes. I'm gonna, see how Geek House or Electric Brit Smash do it as well, because, they're fine with it. Like, they've got reactions up there, and it's fine apparently for them. But, like I said, this is me, and it's gonna be bad luck all the time, so, yeah. All serious though, I'm hoping to get this up with no problems. There's gonna be issues, of course. Like I said, this is a movie reaction, and movies tend to be a lot more stricter in terms of, you know, claim and copyright and all that kind of stuff. So, especially, like I said, from Universal, because I know there's been a few YouTubers, big YouTubers actually, that have had some kerfuffle reviewing Universal products. So, reactions are like 10 times worse because you're actually showing the thing on the screen. So it's like, ooh. Anywho, yes, you guys want to get into the reaction. Like I said, I'm really, really excited. I'm not so sure what this is going to entail. I know it's going to entail, you know, our, you know, favorite heroes in the verse. But, apart from that, who knows? I mean, we got that, of course, River, tab sessions, of course, but as I was told, you know, that doesn't really spoil anything for the movie. So there might be, you know, one or two things that might crop up from the River Tam sessions, but I have no idea what that could be. But yeah, let's delve into this. This is Firefly, the, I guess, final on-screen appearance for Serenity. This is the Serenity movie. Let's go.
River.
She's later gonna experience, you know, stuff like Reavers and Independent.
She's dreaming. Nightmare? Off the charts. Scary monsters.
What the?
Let's amp it up. Dulcie may drop. See, most of our best work is done when they're asleep. We can monitor.
Oh, this is the Alliance.
She always did love to dance.
Oh, yes! Yes! Are we getting her out? This is how it starts, isn't it?
Simon.
Oh, yes!
It's your brother.
Oh my god. Horrific. She's just an innocent. Yeah, let's go. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's move it. Up. Too dangerous. Someone breaking through the glass.
Backtrack. Stop.
Oh. This guy. No. Ouch.
Young miss.
Did you just go? Wait.
Young miss, I'll need all the logs on behavioral modification.
I just gotta say, I love the cinematic, like, direct, like how we're exploring Serenity while Malcolm's just checking up with everyone, of course, during this frantic time, as well
Gonna straighten this boat out before we get flattened.
as the graphical improvement. Because that's with a bigger budget. Whoa!
What's going on?
Yeah, River was... Oh! Oh, there we go. It's gonna need some stitches, but... Reavers ain't getting Jade.
Get some distance.
Here we go. Oh! Yes! Yes! Ooh. Another happy landing. Oh, damn! Ooh. I love that.
Body.
Oh, what the hell? Reavers, that's why.
I'm a hairspray from riddling with holes, Doctor.
One simple job. She'll be fine.
And then you got Reavers. I mean, she is fine, but Reavers.
River, we'd probably be left there. She felt them coming.
Exactly.
Never
True.
again.
Actually,
Do you
true.
understand me?
Seems I remember a talk about you giving orders on my boat.
We're off your boat. Just as soon as River gets her share of the bounty.
Let's not do anything
No,
hasty.
Shiny.
Yeah, let's
Be on
not
board
get
10 hours
crazy.
time. You can pick up your earnings and be on your merry. Meantime,
Oh.
do your job. Patch up my crew.
I'll kill a man in a fair fight. Or if I think he's gonna
Has
start a
Jake
fair
gotten
fight.
more buff? Like it.
If it bothers me,
Neat.
or if there's a woman
I think everyone's gotten a bit more buff, which is really, really sick.
Well, it's the only one I'm getting paid.
Shiny. Just playing.
Scary monster.
Yeah, it's. Ugh.
Miranda.
This is what I was assuming. Oh! Uh-oh! Holy shit! Oh! Lord! Oh! Oh! Oh no! Of course, Jake would get punched in the groin or slammed in the groin. Shit! I'm here for this!
Eterkum nas me.
Oh. Can he just put her to sleep? Just like, wow. Things get too out of control, I guess, but...
Am I talking to Miranda now? No.
That face, though, like...
No.
Bitch!
But I think when they triggered you, it somehow brought this up. This memory.
It isn't mine. The memory, it isn't mine. And I shouldn't have to carry it. It isn't mine. Don't make me sleep again.
I won't.
Whoa! Get out of there! Haven. The Haven Academy from Ruby? I'm kidding. Hey! Is that Shepard? Wow!
It's of interest to me how much you seem to know about that world.
Wasn't born a shepherd, man.
You have to tell me about that sometime.
No, I don't.
River?
I was gonna say, he had a lot
River,
of
you look tired.
stories.
I think everybody's a little tired
like...
by now. Why don't we all lie down?
Oh, damn, what the hell was...
Kaylee's been missing you for years.
Oh, I miss her too.
I love it, I love it. I love that.
Yeah,
Just,
you left...
they know.
Got some of your stuff in it.
They
Trunk.
know.
I never did get...
She is an albatross, Captain.
Ooh.
The way I remember it. Albatross was a ship's good luck till some idiot killed it. Yes, I've read a poem. Try not to cry.
I've seen your war record map. I offer money, you'll play the man of honor and take umbrage. I ask you to do what is right, you'll play the brigand. I have no stomach for games. I already know you will not see...
Kind of
reason.
reminds me
Lions
of the
wanted to show me
bounty
reason
hunter in the
to
last
suggest
episode. He's
person.
dangerous, he knows...
I'm not threatening you. I'm unarmed. Good.
Oh, shit! Now, oh, damn.
Wearing full body armor. I am not a moron.
Wait,
Should have aimed for the head. Oh, damn. Pull him out. I know it might be optimistic considering how dangerous he... Oh! Go on! He just has the advantage. Oh, oh, come on!
that's not incense.
Oh, Inara! Good job, Inara!
Flash bomb! Go! Go!
Enough to get both Inara and Mal out of here.
What have you done to my shuttle?
It's not your shuttle. Get easy.
Children, oh my god. Great government, you bastards. Look. Oh, no, don't tell me we're losing...
Shepard?
Don't tell me we're losing Shepard.
Don't move.
I don't care what you believe. Just believe. Whatever you...
Oh, Lord.
so you can live in your better world.
I'm not going to live there. There's no place for me there, any more than there is for you. Malcolm, I'm a monster.
At least you admits
What I
that.
do is evil. I have no illusions about it, but it must be done.
Keep talking. There's a lot of fine ways to die. I ain't waiting for the Alliance to choose mine. I mean to confound these bungers. Take my shot at getting a Miranda. Maybe find something I can use to get clear of this. So I hear a word out of any of you that ain't helping me out or taking your leave, I will shoot you down.
He's stepping into some really, really desperate and
Get to work.
cold areas, but this is war against the Alliance. You know, this is like when Luke and Han had to go into Endor in the Empire ship, but a more sadistic, colder way about it, of course. Oh Lord. Oh my God.
Don't.
Oh my. She's not a skeleton, though.
These ones are preserved.
It's the Pax. The G23 Paxilon hydrochloride that we added to the air processors.
Same thing in the
It was supposed to calm the
sessions.
population, weed out aggression. Well, it works. The people here stop fighting.
What?
And then they've done things.
Oh shit! Yes!
They made them.
What the?
I won't live to report this. But people have to know. We meant it for the best. To make people safer.
The Alliance Oh shit!
Turn it off.
The Alliance made the Reavers. Holy shit! And the people on this planet were experiments.
I'm alright.
It's like that secret unlocks the key to calmness.
It's reported maybe 12
The
years
secret. The secret's out
old.
there.
Barton had buried it. It stayed buried until River dug it up. This is what they feared she knew.
Are we gonna broadcast this?
Right to...
Toss me my 30 coin. I got a news wait for you.
Oh, I was gonna say I liked him, but go Terminator, Sexbot. Go Terminator.
Calling every ship in the quadrant. We'll meet them in the air.
Bastard's not even changing course.
Oh, he's. Oh, shit! You are fucked with a capital F.
Target the Reavers. Target the Reavers.
Oh, he's brought them to.
Somebody fire!
He's brought them here. Oh my god. This is sick.
I'm a leaf on the wind. What does that mean?
I'm a leaf on the wood. Oh my god. Oh, Kaylee. Expect everyone to be puking up at this moment. Oh. Yeah. If I was going 360 continuous, yeah. My insides would be outside. Another happy landing.
I'm a leaf on the wind.
Watch out. Oh!
Wash! Baby! Baby, no!
Wash!
Come on, we gotta go! Come on! We gotta move! Baby, please! You gotta move, baby! Come on! Come on! Go away!
Move out! Now!
Wash!
Go! Head inside!
Oh my god, Wash! Wash!
Move the Goram crates!
Why? Oh my god,
And all of this is never being with you.
Me?
Oh!
You mean to say as
Just kiss before you...
sex?
You mean to say?
Kiss!
Hell with this. I'm gonna live.
I love Kaylee. I love Kaylee. It's a backup. Oh, long way down. Let's toss that alliance, dude.
To get to.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
It is hard. Oh shit! Oh no 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 no! I'm not losing Kaylee. I'm not losing Kaylee. Come on, come on. Shit, this is absolutely insane. Oh what?
There's some feeling here.
Kaylee,
Still,
Kaylee.
give you something. My back.
Oh! Oh no 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 no! Come on.
My turn.
Oh come on, River! Come on! Come on! Let's go to what? Yes! Oh my god, is she gonna take... Oh, River, baby girl! Oh shit! River! Oh my god, this is tense and nerdy and all that. It's about a fight here, you need some kind of miracle, Mal. So a shot to outer gas, love it. Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh, shit.
You've already lost.
Oh! Oh! God, Mal!
Yeah, well, I'm known for that.
Oh! Oh! Look, you take the L! Come on, River! Oh my Jesus Lord! Is he gonna have to... Is he putting that on repeat and he's gonna have to watch that? Oh... She hasn't dealt with them all. Holy sh... What? Oh man. I just feel so bad for Zoe at this point.
You gonna ride shotgun with me, help me fly?
That's the plan.
And you can work out.
She knows. And plus she's spoken to Serenity.
Okay. Clearly some aptitude for the...
I think she knows how to have a handle. She's gonna...
all buds and charts for the albatross. You know what the first rule of flying is?
That was a roller coaster of a movie in terms of emotions. Overall, the movie was definitely fantastic, and comparing it to the... I mean, there's obviously going to be that improvement graphically with a bigger budget. But boy, was it so satisfying to see. I mean, from, you know, just Serenity landing at certain areas to the Reavers and Serenity attacking with the Alliance. It was absolutely orgasmic. I'm just going to say that. I'm a sucker for, like, space battles and all that. And, yeah, I was just, like, fucking ready when, you know, we had that, you know, attack scene when, you know, Serenity came through and pulled through the Reavers. All thanks to Mal's, little attention grabber by, getting the Reavers like, oh, now follow us, hi! So, it was just absolutely beautiful. Speaking of the Reavers, I'm absolutely blessed with the fact that we got the chance to not only learn so much about the Reavers and how they were created, of course, thanks to the Alliance, but basically to actually see them at their most dangerous, because they've only been, in Firefly, they've only been presented in 2 episodes, of course. Episode 1, where they gave that little chase across the planet, of course, with Serenity, and Episode 3, they were a huge emphasis. Of course, their actions were depicted with the bodies and all that, and, how we had that, one guy that was a survivor from the Reavers' attack, becoming a Reaver himself. But we didn't actually get to see how dangerous they really, really were until this movie came along. And I'm glad we had that opportunity, because we got to see how, terrifying they would become, how, how Serenity speaks of them as if they are to be steered cleared. I don't think we really got a great depiction of that. I mean, apart from the bodies. I mean, yeah, you could say, oh, that's, steer clear enough. But we wanted to see the forces. We wanted to see so many numbers against, Serenity, or, against great people, to show how dangerous they became. And I'm glad that we got that opportunity with this episode, because it was absolutely daunting to look at, of course, especially seeing, Serenity. It wasn't easy for Serenity, and I really, really enjoy that. I mean, these Reavers are depicted as if they are monsters who, it's not going to be a walk in the park, unless you're River, which I'll get onto in a minute. It's not going to be a walk in the park to tame. And I'm glad we got that opportunity with that, final fight at the end, of course, when, we had Reavers, coming through the hallway. Simon was shot. I thought he was going to die, just the way he was struggling. And plus, this film depicted that, death is a thing. I had no idea what direction it would go with Firefly, especially when we saw, Mal on the floor struggling for life and out of gas, which there was a scene that mirrored, Out of Gas, towards the end, which I really, really appreciated. But we got our first, when Wash died, which was absolutely tragic. It was quick, but it was still tragic as well, because it just took you by surprise, and you've made that connection with Wash. But when Wash died, you felt a sense of danger for the rest of Serenity, and I was especially worried, especially when, Kaylee had the darts in her. I was worried that something bad was going to happen. Maybe they would poison us, and, it would have been a lethal dosage or something like that, because, not only is this the last time that we've seen, Firefly on the screen, which it shouldn't have been, but, yeah. But like I said, the stakes were, definitely high, and you thought, this could be, we could be taking a few, personal losses. We could be saying goodbye permanently to a few members. Although we did lose Shepard and Wash, so put us through even more heartache, no. But that was kind of balanced out with the amazing fight at the end with River. I found it hard to believe how River was able to tame all of those Reavers, but she did it. And when the doors opened and you just saw her, after the battle, I was just like, you are the best. It was absolutely great stuff to see. Yeah, this movie centered around River, which was an absolute nice sight to see, of course. Now, I always thought that River was, especially being important and being with her psychic abilities, her past with the Alliance, I always thought that, in some degree, I thought she was a bit underplayed for Firefly. So with, this story focusing so much, and to be fair, it is a bit tricky to, center, to show so much of a character who can, barely, I guess, string a sentence, maybe, because of her difficulties with her troubles in the past, of course. But this film had no problem with that, of course. Considering, we backtracked to the Alliance's need to attain River, of course, with, I think it's the operative, I think he's called, who did remind me of the bounty hunter in the last episode, with the way he spoke, with how dangerous he was, and dangerous definitely, because we saw him go to work on some of the Alliance guys, for their mistakes in the first part, and we saw, how he went toe to toe. Arguably, he was stronger than Mal. Mal stood no chance. I mean, in a fair fight, we had that with Anara, of course, but there was no chance, and Mal was lucky to. I think he got part of his organs rearranged after the war, so that was his good luck opportunity, of course. But of course they did came to blows, in that fight anyways. But yeah, the operative reminded me of the bounty hunter in the last episode, which is really, really neat because I thought he was a very, very interesting character especially with his philosophy, the way he conveyed his words. But I thought the operative was a bit more of a dangerous threat as well, considering, how he was so invested in, this closure for the Alliance and trying to, take River once and for all. And, like I said, the way that he managed to own Mal in that fight, in those couple of fights, because there was more than just the one, it was very, very unsettling, of course. And, I mean, even with Anara, Anara's not much of a fighter, but, the more numbers, the better. But it didn't seem to be the case. It was only 2-on-1, so, yeah. But still, he is a very dangerous character, of course, and it seems like this story has come full circle. We had River and Simon on the run, of course, with the Alliance, and now he's because the Alliance has been crippled, they're still standing, but people are looking at them in absolute disgust, and we have been absolutely obliterated. We've, calling off the River and Simon Witch Hunt, and yeah. So we'll just have to pick up the pieces from there. So yeah, it was really, really great to see not only a dangerous force for Serenity to overcome, not just the Reavers, but, the operative as well, but to see the River Simon, story come full circle. I really loved, like I said, going back to River, because I did sidetrack from my discussion about River to the operative, but I absolutely loved River's story throughout this episode, through how dangerous she was and how, there was this talk about, Mal might have to drop what he was wanting to. He was wanting to get Simon and Mal and River dropped, of course. And, well, that was on Simon's accord, of course. But we've had a few of those discussions anyways about, River being a bit of a dangerous person and, we played it safe, but this was, it was more of a frantic, especially with the bar fight, it was more of a frantic, case, wasn't it? With, everyone voicing their concerns, and I think that there was a few talking about maybe things might be a bit better, of course. Kaylee was a bit unsure because, of course, that attachment with Simon, which I'm glad that they finally got that, boat rolling out, because that was, I was, if them two weren't going to, make out by the end of this film, I would have been a tad disappointed, since, they've been, shipping for ages and all that, and they kind of got the boat rolling in the final episode, but now they can go full steam ahead, of course, especially with Kaylee's optimism about, yeah, I'm getting laid, I don't care, these Reavers are not taking this opportunity. Yeah, like I said though, it was really, really great to not only to delve into River's story about, Miranda, yeah, that's a planet's name, of course, about her past, even getting an insight to her days being held by the Alliance. We got that with the River Tam sessions, of course, but it seems like they were very, very important as well. Well, not spoilery, but they did provide some kind of information, of course, for the film with, you know, there was the mention of the packs, of course, which did contribute to the big plot that the big secret that the Alliance have, which was the creation of the Reavers, of course. All in the means to try and make a more blissful community, of course. Yeah, that does remind me of Doctor Who, to be fair, like that gridlock thing. So, yeah. But, yeah, it was just really, really great as well to, like I said, River throughout the story, the acting, the, some of the shots as well, like like when they were on Miranda, of course, and they were glancing at the corpses, of course, and River had that moment. That was a really, really beautiful shot as well. What we also got a glance at as well was Simon rescuing River from the Alliance, of course. We knew that from, I mean, what actually, well, I'll get on to a certain point in a minute, but yeah, like I said, we learnt about that in Firefly, of course, and we got to see that come to fruition as well, so it was just really, really great stuff. What I actually, I don't know if this is because of my knowledge with Firefly and all that jazz, but I do think this is like, for those who are not too familiar with Firefly, potentially, this, I don't think they would, you know, probably get too spoiled and whatnot, to what's happened with Firefly. Like, you can watch this as a new fan, like, as someone who hasn't seen an episode of Firefly before. I do believe you can do. Like I said, I don't know if that's, you know, easy to say since I've seen all of the episodes to Firefly, of course, but for some reason, I mean, you know, you can, you know, talk about, I mean, it's more emotionally investing, of course, if you check out Firefly, like, Wash's death was heartbreaking as well as Shepard's. Like, some people who might, you know, come into this movie without seeing Firefly might, you know, react to Shepard and be like, whereas, you know, there's people like me like, no, Shepard, no! That was a really, really crushing death as well, of course, but that's the Alliance's, that was the Operative's cruelty, wasn't it? I mean, he, you know, wanted River, Simon, Mal was just not having any of it, and, yeah, here we are. But, like I said, I think, a lot of the stuff that happens in the movie doesn't really, you know, require you to, I mean, they even explained about the Earth, you know, Earth that no longer was, like, it was an introduction to, you know, people who, oh, you haven't seen Firefly before, so let's tell you about this then. But, yeah, I do think this film does, you know, can be watched by someone who has not seen, you know, Firefly before, but it's better to watch Firefly first because they set up the boundaries, of course, to, you know, Serenity. So, and it's more, like I said, emotionally investing. When you encounter the Reavers, you're not going to be like, who? You're just going to be like, oh shit. So, yeah. And of course, there's a few parallels to, well, not just, I mean, I think you still would want to have a little check out, especially, you know, given the war, because, you know, there was a few thoughts going, like, you're going to be wondering what the hell was this war all about. Like, I want to find out more about the war. Well, you can check out Firefly, to be fair, but yeah, like I said, there was a few parallels to the show. Like I said, Mal lying in the same spot. I'm sure that was the same kind of camera angle to Out of Gas. There was, you know, there was a few talks about, you know, Anara, of course, as well. After she made a decision to leave, but she's now staying around because, you know, Mal and Anara. There was also, of course, like I said, about the Operative being similar to the Bounty Hunter, in how he was so challenging, and, you know, it wasn't easy to put him down, was it? So, yeah, as well as the way he conveyed his words. Although I do think the Bounty Hunter's words were conveyed a bit more. He was more of a philosophical kind of character, wasn't he? But still, the way he conveyed his words, the Operative, was still, you know, eerily similar. So, yeah, just not as philosophically minded like the Bounty Hunter, of course. But yeah, I also loved about the fact that, you know, there was a lot of concern going around Mal and his decisions made. I mean, he is the captain, And I thought that was a nice little touch to this movie, actually, how there was a few decisions that didn't go down too well with the team. I mean, the big one, of course, was Mal using River on a mission, and it was dangerous, of course. But without River's help, Serenity would have been even more difficult, potentially, to shrug off the Reavers than it was when Mal went to transmit that message, of course. But, that was a really, really, really great, reaction from Simon, just decking, he was not having any of it, and understandably so. Reavers are dangerous, of course. So, yeah, I mean, even if River wasn't harmed or whatnot, it's still a bit shitty, isn't it, with Reavers about. Not just that, though, of course, but, you had Kaylee's concern, I'm sure it was. Like, how long, will it be before he drives everyone away? Like, Inara, like Mal, like Simon and, River. Yeah, and, of course, there was that decision to pose as the Reavers to get to Miranda. So, to be fair, okay, I understand their concerns. I can understand using corpses of, the people at Haven to, pass through as Reavers is a bit unsettling rather than, giving them a proper burial. But it did prove out to be worth it. I mean, sometimes we have to dig in deep into dirty situations to have a better outcome, and so we did, because if they, didn't use that opportunity to disguise themselves as Reavers, they would have been in a lot of turmoil. They would have had to shrug off, well, they wouldn't even survive that many Reavers, potentially. Not only that, but the Alliance's reputation wouldn't be smashed, because the information that they needed to, reveal about what seemed to be pressing on River's mind about their secrets was on Miranda. So Mal, as this is the thing though, Mal's always been cold, and that comes to decisions, and even if it doesn't look pretty, it's for the best cause. It's not a pretty sight, of course, but this is what I'm saying. Sometimes we've got to dig our hands in shit to get somewhere. I had a metaphor for that, but oh well. No, it was just a really, really fantastic episode. It was a fantastic movie. I absolutely loved it. I was absolutely hurt by Wash's immediate death, because Wash was a fascinating character, and I do believe in the final episodes of Firefly he was starting to grow on me, and there we go, he was just taken away. Mr. Universe was a really, really interesting addition as well, being some kind of transmitting kind of character, a person who has eyes on the universe, I guess. That's why he's called Mr. Universe. But yeah, he was a very, very interesting character. Of course, his, part was essential, of course, in terms of Mal transmitting that message, about the Alliance's secret. But, it was just a fantastic episode, of course. It was great to see familiar faces return. Like I said, Inara, Shepard, even though he passed away, though. But it was just really, really, great stuff to delve into this episode, to this film. I keep saying it's an episode, but no, honestly, it was just really, really fantastic. The battle scenes were delicious. The acting was absolutely incredible stuff. And I absolutely enjoyed watching this, as I have enjoyed watching Firefly as a whole. This movie has just been an incredible watch. And this franchise has been incredible. I've absolutely loved it. I had no idea what I was getting myself into when, I first started out back in the summer. I know my friend Seska Says, was really, really excited to have me, go into another thing that she loved. And I of course, like I did with Stranger Things, loved this show so much too. Because it was just, it's just a fascinating, the cast are just amazing, the stories are, there's never a dull moment in the stories, and there's never a bad episode. And like this film, there was never a bad moment in this. From my perspective, it was just so enjoyable. It was so great, and like I said, there was that roller coaster of emotion. You had your happy times. There was a lot of funny times, of course, in this movie. I like how everyone as well seemingly got in shape, like more shape as well. Like they were fine enough as it was, of course, but they seemed to be really, really more buff. Jane especially, like he was so noticeable. Like he was like really, really buff there. But yeah, it was just really, really fascinating to watch this show, this series, this franchise. It was an absolute blast. I do wish that they did continue making Firefly past season 1, because it doesn't deserve... I mean, there's a lot of shows out there that... It's funny, actually. Big Bang Theory has just been, has just ended after 12 seasons, and then there's people who are like, it should have had more seasons, and I think Jewel, who played Kaylee, summed it up perfectly. Like, she was like, really? Really? So, yeah, like I said, though, this show should have had more seasons. I mean, it was just absolutely incredible stuff. It was an absolute blast to go through. I've loved every moment of this. I loved the characters interacting with each other. The stories have been amazing. Everything has just been fascinating. And I just would, it would have just been so great to see these characters fleshed out on the screen for a second season, third season, maybe fourth, who knows, because, 6 seasons. It should have been 6 seasons of the movie. No, honestly, I've just been enjoying this so much, and I'm absolutely blessed with the opportunity that I've checked out Firefly. I mean, I know that there have been people who have been pretty vocal about Firefly, and I was so interested to finding out. These people seem to be very, very dubious about, the show, so I can understand, their comments, of course, when they said, oh, Firefly it should have had more than 1 season, because it should have. It's an absolute blast to go through. The cast are absolutely fantastic. The writing is absolutely perfect. There's a lot of humor going around, bouncing from one character to another. The shenanigans is just amazing. The, adversaries and the setting, especially with River and Simon's story, like I said, come to a full close, I guess, in this episode, has been tantalizing. And it's just been really, really fantastic stuff. So I'm gonna miss the hell out watching this show. I will give it a rewatch, of course, like Orphan Black, of course, but, you just want that fresh experience, and you just want, a second season, you want a third season, you want a fourth season, you just want, you want these cast, the talents of the cast to be utilized so much more for a show like this, where, they have so much great chemistry, and the writing is just really, really incredible stuff. So you want that even further, but this is the world. We live in a cruel time, so yeah. But yeah, that was a fantastic movie. I don't know what else there is more to say about it. I think I've, hit all the points that I wanted to make about this movie, and it was just really, really great. There's going to be some things that I will have missed, talking about, but I think I've hit all the points that I really, really wanted to talk about. I don't know if I've said this, but the, fight at the beginning with the Reavers and Serenity was an absolute blast to go through. Just to see them, really, really rapidly up Serenity's arse, the Serenity crew, of course. Just to see them, really, really, up there was just daunting. But yeah, I think apart from that was all I really had to say about this, in terms of, how great this film was, and I'm absolutely, grateful to, check this out, because it was an absolute blast to go through. So, yeah, it was awesome stuff. So, depending on what happens to this video, if it gets, uploaded on Drive or if it remains on YouTube, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right, as well as my Firefly playlist as well. If you've missed any episode reactions, you can check that out. You can also subscribe to my Media Beat channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!